What's cracking, YouTube? So I am back. You ready for some SJW hypocrisy? If you are, you're definitely in the right place. We're going to be talking about Wonder Woman in this video and a clear-cut case of someone being the victim of a Me Too, but the SJWs out there, they're silent. Nowhere to be found. MIA. Why aren't they calling this out? And it's because it's a man at the center of it. The man is the victim, so they don't say anything. This is disgraceful, but we're going to check it out. We're just pointing it out because of their hypocrisy, okay? They should be calling this out if they were consistent in their position, but they're not. So we'll start here on IMDb. Like I said, this is the film we're talking about here, Wonder Woman. It's got 5.9 out of 10 on there, which is actually dumpster-fired territory for IMDb. They're very generous on this site in regard to ratings. And you can see here, even on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at 65% from the critics and 73% from the audience. But that 65% has dropped significantly in a couple of days. As you can see here, Wonder Woman 84 lost its certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes after dropping from 89% to a 65% on opening day. That is a dramatic drop, the likes of which I can't remember seeing any time recently. It also has a 6 rating on IMDb, tied with Suicide Squad for the lowest rated DCEU film. Personally, I thought the film was meh, and I thought Shazam was worse, but we're not talking about my opinion here, we're talking about the hypocrisy. So who are we talking about in particular in regard to this film? Who was the victim? This guy here was the victim. Christopher Palaha, who played Handsome Man. Yes, that was the title of his character, Handsome Man. If you haven't seen the film, you're probably wondering, how was this guy a victim of a Me Too? Because in the film, Steve Trevor's spirit is inserted into this guy. So this guy doesn't have control of his body anymore. He's being controlled by the spirit of Steve Trevor. Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor in this guy's body get it on. You know what I'm talking about here, right? In the bedroom action, you know what I'm saying? So this guy, his body is being used by Wonder Woman for her own personal gratification. So he's being used without his consent, but the SJWs out there have not said anything about it. If Captain America had done anything like this, or Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt, had done anything similar to this, taking advantage of a woman, it's similar to taking advantage of someone under the influence. If one of those two characters had done that, the world would end. The MCU would be done. But in this case, because it's a woman who did it, and it's a woman director, they're getting a free pass. And I'll show you 2 perfect examples of how this is being glossed over. From The Guardian, a left-wing news outlet, Gal Power. Is Wonder Woman 1984 the first Me Too superhero movie? Look, with a title like that, you can think to yourself, okay, there is no doubt this topic would be brought up in this article. No doubt about it. Gal Gadot's battle with supervillains and everyday sexism in DC's cliche-clobbering sequel isn't a sign of the genre's future. But you'll be surprised to know that it does not get one mention, right? The whole idea of this spirit being infused into this other man's body and then those two engaging in intercourse is not brought up once in this whole piece about Me Too and sexism. It is beyond belief. How could they not even mention it? This would be right for the picking for SJWs. They would jump all over this. They crave a Hollywood Me Too story like this so badly. They've got one right here, but they're not picking it, and I wonder why they're not picking it. We can go to the Mary Sue, which is the home base of SJWs everywhere. Wonder Woman's 1984 cheetah is all wasted potential and bad implications. Again, not mentioned once in this article. Talking about Me Too again. To have a woman as your opposing force is to explore what a woman is expected to be, even in our post-Me Too world. Well, in this post-Me Too world, apparently, the SJWs don't care if a man is the victim of that type of Me Too action. He basically got Cardi beat, okay? He basically got Cardi beat. As you can see here, Cardi B says she used to rob men. Correction, she used to drug men and then rob them. But in this case, the girl was basically in a coma, right? A walking coma, and Wonder Woman took advantage of him. But nothing said about it. Don't worry about it, mate. He's a guy. He can handle it. And I'm sure there are lots of people out there saying, I wouldn't care about it if it was me. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the hypocrisy here of them not calling it out when they would go ballistic if it was a woman in that situation. So what do I say? I say to Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, look, my respect has gone down for both of you. That was not a good film. And say to both of you, get the hell out of my stinking house.